Hi class, in the second part of lesson 3.7 we will be adding and subtracting with mixed numbers. We are going to start with problem 2 on page 182. Miss Hadley decided to create a new trail mix recipe with a tropical flavor that would make more individual servings. She named it Hawaiian Trail Mix Extravaganza. The recipe is shown. To get started today, I would like you to do letters A, B, and C for number 1 about the Hawaiian Trail Mix Extravaganza. For letter A, here is an example of what your diagrams could have looked like. Everyone's diagram may have looked a little different, and that's fine, as long as you had 2 1/4 represented for the pumpkin seeds and 1 2/3 represented for the sunflower seeds. For letter B, we can see then that there are 1, 2, 3 full cups of seeds when we combine the pumpkin and the sunflower, and we have 1/4 left over for the pumpkin seeds, and we have 2/3 left over for the sunflower seeds. So those are the fractional parts that we have left. Let's also then answer letters D and E at the top of page 183 to finish up number 1. When we add 1/4 and 2/3, remember we need a common denominator. 3/12 plus 8/12 is going to give me 11/12. So the total cups of pumpkin and sunflower seeds in the mix are going to be 11 and 3/12. In number 2, we are going to determine each amount. Do letters A through D with your group members. In letters A through D, in every single case, we will be adding mixed numbers together. We have to make sure that the denominators are the same. We have common denominators for both mixed numbers. When we do that, if we take a look at letter A, we're going to have 5 and 17/24 total cups of nuts in the recipe. For letter B, we're going to have 7 and 7/8 cups of fruit in the recipe. For letter C, we have to make sure that we simplify. We're going to have 4 1/2 cups of sweetener. And for letter D, we're going to have 7 and 3/8 cups of filler. Let's take a look at problem 3 on page 184. What is the difference? Kay and Lakia each determined that the Hawaiian Trail Mix Extravaganza recipe uses 1 7/8 more popcorn than granola. Number 1 tells us that Kay and Lakia each set up the same subtraction problem, but they calculated the solutions differently. Analyze each method. After analyzing each method, I want you to answer questions letter A and answer letters A and B at the bottom of page 184 with your group members. If we look at Kay's method first, what she did was she created fractions that did have common denominators, but then she had to regroup in order to subtract the fractions. For Lakia's method, she first converted both mixed numbers to improper fractions, determined what the common denominators were going to be, and then she subtracted. The last thing that she did then was convert the improper fraction to a mixed number. For letter B, obviously it's going to vary depending upon which method that you like. Whatever one you are the most comfortable with and you have the most success with is the one that you can use to subtract with mixed numbers. Number 2 at the top of page 185 tells us to complete each mixed number so it is equivalent to the one given. Go ahead and do letters A through F with your group members. For letter A, we should have 7 and 5/3, B 8 and 9/5, C 2 and 4/3, D 3 and 10/7, E 5 and 14/9, and F 2 and 5/4. For number 3, we are going to solve each problem shown, show the work that you did to calculate the difference. Remember, if you are looking at Kay's method, you are going to be regrouping. If you are looking at Lakia's method, you are going to be turning the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Again, whichever one you are most comfortable with. Do letters A, B, and C with your group members. If we take a look at letter A, we can see Kay's method here on the left using regrouping in order to get 7/12 for the answer, and then I also then put in the work to show for Lakia's method, converting the mixed numbers to improper fractions, obviously still getting 7/12 for our answer. There is going to be then 7/12 cups more pumpkin seeds needed than sunflower seeds for letter A. Same thing for letter B. Again, Kay's method on the left, 1 3/4 for my answer. I have Lakia's method on the right, converting to improper fractions, also 1 3/4. There are 1 3/4 more cups of raisins used than cups of granola. And finally for letter C, again, Kay's method on the left, 1 1/6 for my answer. Lakia's method on the right, 1 1/6. So there are 1 1/6 more cups of honey used than corn syrup. That is going to do it for part 2 of lesson 3.7 on adding and subtracting with mixed numbers. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.